What's up guys? Today we're going to take a look at my wall control deck, which I built myself. The list is sort of inspired by the wall decks that I've seen used in Japan after the rotation happened, but it still has a few cards to set it apart. To start with the Terapagos here, I chose to include this over the Noivern because I like this better. It's a basic so we can search it out with Nest Ball and we don't have to worry about our Noibats getting sniped. Its attack Crown Opal does the same thing. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by basic non-colorless Pokemon. Noivern doesn't have that basic non-colorless Pokemon drawback, but it does way more damage and we need only 3 energies to set it up, which isn't super bad because we have a lot of Crispins to accelerate energy. Then we also have a 2-2 line of Feebas and Milotic to just wall off all opposing Terra Pokemon, as well as put everything to sleep, which is really good even against non-Terra Pokemon. We have 3 Mimikyus to wall off EX and V Pokemon, which is just generally always great, and the effect Ghost Eye puts damage counters so it can avoid a few of our opponent's walls if we have to face one. Same for the Cornerstone Ogerpon, the Demolish attack isn't affected by any effects, as well as it not taking damage from any Pokemon with an ability. We also have 1 copy of Budew just to slow our opponents down to give us more time to set up, and 1 copy of Wellspring Ogerpon. This is a really nice addition I found, even though it's not a wall card, because you can retreat lock your opponents, which is really strong against certain decks that don't play a lot of switching cards. But you also have the Torrential Pump attack to snipe one benched and do 100 to the active to take some quick prizes that your opponents might not expect. For our trainer cards, we have 8 different supporter cards. You heard that right, 8. We have a Turo to pick up our damaged Pokemon. Especially, we're using this mostly for Milotics because everything else is a basic, and we can use Penny for that because that also picks up the tools. With 3 Crispins for energy acceleration, 3 Arvens for consistency, Iono for hand disruption, Boss for gusting, and then we have Eri and Xerosic Machinations for hand disruption. And Eri is really great in certain matchups because this can discard opponents' ace-spec cards like Prime Catcher to get them out of trouble. Same if we retreat lock them with Wellspring Mask Ogerpon and we use Eri. If they have a switch card, we can just get rid of it. For our ace-spec here, we have Prime Catcher. I found that Prime Catcher was more useful than any of the other ace-spec cards. There could be made a case here for Unfair Stamp, but I found that having consistent item-based gusting was generally just better, because Unfair Stamp is usually used earlier in the game. But often I just get item locked, and you can just use Iono late game to disrupt your opponent's hand if you're behind. For our energy, we have an even spread, mostly. We only have 1 electric and 1 grass, because it's only used for the Terapagos attack, and we have a slight favor towards water, because we have 3 different attackers that use water energy. We also have 2 copies of Mist energy to protect some of our bench Pokemon from effects like Phantom Dive placing damage counters. It can help our Budew and Feebas stay alive longer against Dragapult, as well as just make our Mimikyus and other Pokemon more difficult to get rid of. But that about covers it for the deck, so let's get into some gameplay. So you want to go second with this deck because you have a lot of important supporter cards to use, especially that Disruption is really good if you can use it on your first turn going second. You also have Budew in case you can't get set up quick enough. So you still want to go for the item lock if you can. The win condition here is basically just find a wall that our opponents can't get through and just put it in the active and get rid of everything else. They gotta take 6 prizes to win, so as long as we can keep our board state less than 6 prizes, it will be impossible for them to win unless they can knock out everything we put there. Okay, so I'm not gonna place the Budew yet. Since they're going first, they're going to have evolution before us. So we might have to get something else into the active regardless. This is looking like a Milotic turn 2 though. Depending on what they throw at us. They have a Monkey. They have Psychic and Dark. This might be a Gardevoir deck. Gardevoir is one of our worst matchups here because they have so many Pokemon that they just get through all of our walls. Drifloon, for example, is only blocked by Terapagos, and Terapagos isn't blocking Gardevoir. So that's probably our worst matchup. As well as Screamtail being able to hit anything on our bench. Yeah, this is a Gardevoir deck. They're really low on cards though. If we item block them, I'm sure they're gonna have difficulties. We're gonna attach Retreat then. I'm not gonna pop this yet. So I'm just gonna price check. We got our Prime Catcher. We got all of our walls except Cornerstone. Oh wait, no, Cornerstone's here. We have everything there. We are severely lacking Psychic Energy though. I need to hurry up a bit. I'm getting a Bravery Charm to put on our Budew so it doesn't die as easy. Then I'm gonna get a Nest Ball to get our Terapagos into play, I think. Bravery Charming the Budew here just makes it so that they can't one-shot it with Monkey Dory damage. So we're just slowing them down a bit. I might want to go into Wellspring. I attach for turn to Feebas. But Torrential Pump is really strong here. If we can continue to item block them, we can always just KO their Ralts. If they have a supporter though, this isn't going to be the best play. I also kind of want to go for the Terapagos play, because then they're forced to attack with Gardevoir. I'm going to try to go for the Wellspring play here. We want to retreat because we want to attack with Budew. Then I'm just going to Ogerpon. They're really low on cards here, so unless they got a supporter in hand, which they might, then they cannot do a lot here. They also need a draw supporter like Iono or Research in order to draw into more Ralts and Gardevoirs and Curlias. Because even if they use Arven, they're item blocked, so they can't use Ultra Ball to get more Curlias. If they do have TM Evo, they could just TM Evo it. But they will have to need energy and TM. And they can't use Earthen Vessel to get energy in the discard. They're gonna really struggle here because they have they don't have any energies in the discard. And they don't have a good way to get energy in the discard until they evolve this. I already have all the supporters I wanted had, so I'm just gonna get rid of these two and get a Milotic on the board and start powering it up. We have a Crispin in hand. I think that's the play. We could also boss up a Monkey, but we just give them a way to get energy in the discard, which is not ideal. This is arguably one of the weaker matchups, but that's also why we have Budew in the deck, so that we can slow down Gardevoir, because it really relies on Ultra Balls and Earthen Vessels to get energy into the discard pile, especially after rotation, which is going to happen in about 30 hours. They do have the Curlia in hand, but they won't be able to use that yet. They can't evolve into a Gardevoir because they just evolved now. It would be great if we could get an energy, because then we could just boss and KO the Curlia with Milotic. And then basically be hard stuck, can't do anything. Now they're starting to get energy in the discard pile though, which is concerning. I also have a Vessel in the deck, so Vessel or energy would be good here. I want to use the Iono if not. We could also get Prime Catcher. Would you look at that? We just need to hit one energy off the Iono. We could also Xerosic here. That would be really funny, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use the Prime Catcher early. And then hope I get an energy off this. Nice. We also get the Crushing Hammer. Getting Darks in the discard is good for them. So we still go for the Crushing Hammer, but we don't want to do it if they only have Psychic Energy in play. Going for Mists, since we have everything else in play. I'll also just... I'll wait with the Super Rod. Because now they can't get a Curlia in play and they can't get a Gardevoir in play. Because they bricked early and couldn't get a Puffin up before I item blocked them. Because I put a Bravery Charm on Budew as well, they could just knock it out with the damage from Itchy Pollen. Even though they would have had to wait another turn to do that. This isn't doing a lot though, which is unfortunate. It's basically just a 2-price liability on our board right now. We want to get the Terapagos up in play, because that can actually wall off most of their attackers. If I could, I would boss this up. He also went for Evolution, so they're gonna have Gardevoir in play next turn. But if I don't take a KO, they have no way to get a good attacker into play except Gardevoir. Ultra Ball is Solitaire, because then we can just get rid of these. Yeah, we have to get rid of these. If we wanted Terapagos in play anyways. One of them's going to the bottom of the deck, but that's fine. We're giving them more cards to see, but that should also just be fine. They don't have any more Curlias in their deck, otherwise they would have evolved this. So they've priced a lot of them, which is fortunate for us. Nice, okay, we're getting rid of this. We also have the Crispin for next turn to power this up, which is fantastic. I'm gonna take the KO on Cleffa here. We just want to get ahead in prices a bit. We're giving them Fez draw, but I'm not sure if that's a massive drawback. They have Refinement anyway, so they were going to draw some cards. And they saw 6 new cards of the Iono anyways. Did they have enough Psychic here? I think they got 3. That's enough to deal 180. They would need, I think, 2 more energy in the discard for their Fluid to one-shot Milotic. If they whiff the attacker, I'm going to boss up the Fast instead of going for Crispin. Yeah, but they don't probably. Using Flip the Script after Refinement there was bad because they could have got more energy in the discard. Good for us though. Okay, they got a Vessel anyways. So I don't think they have too much energy on hand. Yeah, they have none. Are they just gonna manually retreat? Guardy? No, they're going for the Drifted Blaze. I think that's the correct call. I don't think they can one-shot it though. They don't have enough Psychic. They use Supporter for turn with Arven, so they can't boss either. If they do have Counter Catcher, we might be screwed. If they get my Terapagos. Since my Milotic lives here, I kinda wanna just boss up the Gardevoir, because if we can take that out, and they come back and take out my Milotic, they still have to deal with Terapagos. They're bossing up Ogerpon. Okay. They would have been able to take out this, which would have been a way better play. This is where the new Ruffian card from Journey Together would be really good, because we could just discard the Bravery Charm and the Drifloon would die. They also don't have they have basically no energies left. This has a retreat cost of 2. There's also solid chance it just falls asleep. I'm gonna burn this, see if there's anything we want. Not really. Gonna attach Mist here because I can. And then hope the coin toss helps us here. If they're asleep, then we're so back. But of course, I think every single time I've played this deck, I've attacked with Hypno Splash like 6 times. And the opponent Pokemon has woken up like all of them. Asleep has just never worked for me. Even so, they need 2 energy to retreat here. They need a manual attachment as well as getting another Psychic in the discard. Or Switch, but I doubt they play Switch. They're gonna get a Curly Hair, I think. No, they get Dark to retreat, of course. They still would be able to one-shot Milotic with Drifloon. Or they had Curly on hand, that's why. Because they needed to set up the Curly. I don't think they play more than like 1 rare candy, maybe. Probably not even that many rare candies. Did they attach the Dark yet? I don't think so. This was their attachment for turn though, so they can't retreat. Okay, that's 2 prizes for us at least. I could also Devo, but that would just be a worse play. Okay, we need Water and Lightning. Doesn't matter which one we do. Then like this. And no more Guardy. We only need to take 2 more prizes. I already used my boss on my Prime Catcher. I'm pretty sure I have another boss, but don't think that's good enough for now. Turo is really great actually. They won't be able to... Okay, they will be able to Oko Milotic now, if they get a Guardian play. Otherwise we can pick it up with Turo. Wait, this is 240. Oh yeah, they're going to be able to KO it if they move damage from Drifloon. No, they're not, because... yeah, they deal less damage with less damage on the balloon. Okay, so the Milotic is going down. The question is just there, how do we win? Because I think that if we KO the Drifloon with Terapagos and they send up Gardevoir, then they win the Trade of Blows there. So we need Gusting, or we need them to not attack with Gardevoir. But that's kind of the obvious play, and we used up most of our Gusting. No, okay, so if we hit Drifloon for 180, no, Devo's not gonna work. We need to get rid of the Drifloon somehow. I'm gonna send in this just because it has free retreat. Wait, I have Counter Catcher in deck actually. So if I use this, have them KO it. Have they used any Gusting yet? Okay, they've gotten rid of a Counter Catcher. But they still have boss in hand probably. So we'd need a boss ourselves. Could we just Turo next turn? I don't think that would work either. And no, we're struggling here. I'm gonna figure it out later. And just KO with Crown Opal. I'm gonna set up a Mimikyu here. Because in the case that... okay, so when we do KO with Terapagos here, they send up Gardevoir, and they attack with again with Gardevoir. We could just Turo this up and attack with Mimikyu if we get a Psychic. Or just... they can't attack with Drifloon because we're invulnerable to basics. This is why I choose to include the Terapagos as well. It makes the Gardevoir matchup slightly more winnable. It would be really funny if they did not realize that we just don't take damage from the Floon. Okay, so they don't realize that we don't take damage from the Floon. Dude thinks he's won. This is gonna be so funny. When he clicks Balloon Blast for 0 damage. Oh, he's looking at it now for sure. He's seeing that 0 damage. Which to concede in 3 seconds. Called it. GG's. Okay, so we're going second. There's not a lot of decks that want to go first in this format. Might be a Regidrago deck. I'm gonna assume this is a Regidrago deck because of the sleeves, and I just played against a Regidrago deck, so I'm gonna put this in active and just hold. Yep, it is. I think this might be the same person I just played against. If so, that would be very unfortunate for them. Regidrago does not do well when it's item locked, so we just get out Budew here. I'm gonna get Bravery Charm as well from the Arven so that the Budew lives for longer. Are they gonna be able to get the E-switch off now though? If they get one off early, I'm just gonna keep Mimikyu inactive, I think. Crushing Hammer would also just be really funny here, because they have to keep attaching for turn. And we can just Crushing Hammer to get rid of it. Gotta get a Budew out and another Mimikyu. Cornerstone also just completely walls this deck. Both our options have abilities. Gonna go for the Crushing Hammer, just because it's funny. I could also luxury escape the Budew, but I don't think that's a good play. I'm gonna mute this guy. Okay, no hammer. That's unfortunate. We're still got item block though, so they can't get an attack off here. Putting a water in the discard pile early isn't that big of a problem, but it might be later. We're not really using the Milotic here though, so it's only there for Wellspring, and we're probably not using Wellspring here either. They manually attached to Drago instead of... Okay, they had another and had Fatil Dance. Celestial Roar is the only thing I worry about here. If they get a V-Star... If they evolve it early, they're gonna get screwed. They need the Celestial Roar to power it up. Oh wow. Yeah, that's really bad. So... I think I just start powering up my Cornerstone. And just get another water, because we're not using it for anything in this matchup. Just gonna HE-pull it again, in case they can't get out their V-Star. They'll still be able to take a knockout here with Dragon Laser. But it's not gonna be fatal, and they can't damage my Ogerpon, because it prevents all damage and effects from things with an ability. It could attack Dragon Laser and damage it now though, because it doesn't have an ability yet. But we'd win the trade there. I could also just straight up send in a Mimikyu, and they can't damage it at all. Ooh. That's a bad stadium. Mist Energy just doesn't work now. That's gonna be KO on Budew. It's still protected. I don't know why I put 30 on it. Maybe just didn't read. It Imagine being illiterate. I'm just gonna demolish, I think. There's not a lot to do anyways. He's not item blocked anymore, so he might pull off some cool plays now. Okay, he's V-starring that one? Okay, so he's preparing for this one to die. The fact that he's powered it up is making me a bit uneasy because he can't attack with it unless he has Cancelling Cologne. I just hope he does not have Cancelling Cologne. I'm probably gonna cape one of these Mimikyus. Okay, so I'm not gonna cape if I use that. We need a supporter here. I think I go for the Arven. I'm just gonna try this Crushing Hammer. Would love to hit a heads. Nope. I don't know what else I would find with this, but sure. Xerosic doesn't do a lot here, so I'm not gonna reveal I have it. I can pick this up with Penny, so it can't be KO'd. That I also wouldn't be able to attack this turn. I think I'm just gonna pick up the boss. Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter too much that they know that I have it. Gonna bench a third Mimikyu just to make it more difficult for him. And I think I'm gonna start powering it up with Vessel. Gonna get another Lux Cape to discard. Just gonna take the KO here. They can use counter catchers. They're behind on prices now. But they still can damage the Mimikyus, I think. I don't have any Colrus. I don't know if the Regidrago copying Cure would mean that it could attack these or not, because it's attacking as a V-star. I think it's just copying the attack, not attacking as if it was one of them. I think Hawlucha and Regidrago is interesting. I still don't see his route to win here. Okay, that's it. Yeah. I wonder which attack he's going for though. If it's straight Drago, then this one dies. What? I think he's with this math or something. Because that would just promote this and miss energy this, right? Or would just straight up attach. I'm going to Pokégear probably. He needs to kill all three of my Mimikyus, so caping one of them doesn't really matter. It does matter a bit, but not as much as you would think. I'm gonna just attach an Iono to get his hand lower. He doesn't have a lot of ways to draw. He still has his V-star, but that would also mill him a lot. Gonna Iono here. Bravery Charm would be nice. I think I've used it though, Budew. Yeah. We still have our energy. We did get rid of Mist though. Mist energy would be nice here just to avoid our Mimikyus dying from Dragapult. But that's not going to be enough for them to win the game. Especially since this thing is caped. I still wonder what their game plan is. Because I don't believe that they can damage me. Oh wait, they have Game Hair. If they use Legacy Star, they can get back their Canceling Cologne. I didn't think of that. That is kind of sad. I just wonder if they see it though. It's kind of obvious. Surely they do. Oh no, they're not. They're not gonna use the Legacy Star. They can get back anything in the discard, right? If they did that, then my Mimikyu would just be O-Code. And they went for Kyurem, which does not win them the game. Okay, we're lucky that they didn't see the Legacy Star just game there. Just gonna thin my deck a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this. Doesn't matter that they know I have it. And then just put it at the bottom. I want to draw into Mist here. We need another Mist Energy. That is not Mist Energy. We could counter Catcher. But they're kind of stuck with this inactive for now. So I'm just gonna Ghost Die. I did put my Devo down here. Devoing this wouldn't be horrible. We still can't KO it with Devo. It would just be either at 210 or it would have died at 280. If he has a switching card, we die if he does see the Canceling Cologne tech. He knows he could just get it back right. I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. Maybe he has a second Cologne? That would be a good idea though, because you can still just get it back. And he's not used his V-Star ability yet. Okay, now he is. If he gets back Cologne, he wins. He probably sees it now. Yeah, that's Cologne. Prime Catcher Cologne? Okay, so he's throwing? That Cologne only your opponent's active Pokemon. So if he's going for Kyurem now, it's still only going to affect my active. And if he could have just gone for Dragapult Tear. Getting 2 prizes from this and 1 from this and won the game. So he is playing Dragapult. I guess he just does not feel like winning the game. He's used his Ace Pack as well, so we can still just gust up this. But we need to KO other stuff first. I think most of this energy is probably in the discard. I don't know what to get with this, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna Crushing Hammer actually. We still have Devo, but we're not gonna use it. Just gonna then getting rid of the fire here if I can. Oh, that's nice. Getting rid of this. And I'm going to. We still have boss, so we should be fine. I can just get up whatever I want from his bench. Oh, that's a deck out. I didn't realize. He just whiffed his last play with Canceling Cologne there. GG's anyways. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you feel like it. For the next time I play this deck, I'm probably going to change the Terapagos to a Farigiraf line because it has an ability instead of having an effective and attack that works as a wall. The Terapagos didn't do a whole lot today, except stump that Gardevoir player. But otherwise, it's a solid addition to the deck. That's it. See you guys later.